I was not expecting that. I always expected her to betray Yisu or Mangwu, to betray the guy with the one eye because she loved the king, right? But I never expected the beginning to be like that. She took the bullet, well, the knife, the sword for the king. And I'm like, what?
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another review on the Review Garden.
And if you remember how the other one ended, the guy, I forget his name, but the one missing the eye, he wanted revenge on the king. Even though I've said it numerous times, the revenge is on the wrong person. Go get revenge on the girl's brother, okay? Because he's the one who did it. But anyway, they were planning he wanted to murder the king in the while she called him, right? So when she called him, he was like, why are you shaking? Do you have an ex-lover in there, or do you have an assassin? And she's like, well, how long have you caught on? And he's like, I told you I'd come running if you called me. Whoa. So then the guy comes running out, and she pretty much pushed him to the side, and he stabbed Isu instead of the king. So the right hand, the king's right hand, the captain, he found out, that Wong Mongwu is a woman, all because, the other guy was like, my lady, my lady. And he was like, my lady. And then he kind of put, two and two together. We also find out that, it was the current king's mom who had something to do with the king's death, because she was the one who put the senior court lady in her position. She was like, go be the king's woman, blah blah blah. But she's the senior court lady is kind of playing a dangerous game, because she's like, first she's laughing, at the queen, which is looked down upon. Then she's acting like she has all the cards. She holds all the cards because she knows that secret. But the thing is, with these period pieces, they don't care. And especially since, the queen and the queen's brother, they hold a lot of power. So anything can happen to you. You could be walking in the street, you could be walking in the, in the palace, and then all of a sudden your throat gets cut. So I would really tell her, like, be careful. You don't really hold all the cards as you may think. Now, maybe telling the truth to the king, he could maybe try to protect you. Try. But even he doesn't have all the power that he should have either. The king and the right hand, Captain Ju, finds out the true identity of Mongwu, and they're shocked. And come to think of it, when you realize how much this girl has lost because of the palace, like, she lost her father because of the late king, she lost her friend, and she practically lost her life 3 years ago. Like, she was almost dead. And, if they didn't find her in time, that's pretty much what would have happened. So her revenge state is, it's understandable that she would want revenge on the palace, on this man, you know. But also, them knowing her identity, she is of noble background. So I wonder how they're going to do this to turn her into the queen, because I'm assuming that's what they're gonna do. They're going to be together in the end, right? Hisu and the king. He's probably not gonna still be king because that's what he's training, the crown prince slash his nephew for. He's training him, eventually to take the the throne. So I wonder how they're going to turn this story around, because now, and what's going to happen when more people find out that Mangwu is a woman? Are they just going to just let Mangwu die and she comes back as Yisu? Or are they going to still have Mangwu come around? I mean, this would have been the best opportunity for them to be like, Mangwu passed away while protecting the king, and then she just comes back as Yisu. But she 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 should have put on, me personally, I think she should have put on a beard, right? To protect her identity as Yisu. Because they look alike. They look alike. So whether her hair is up, whether her hair is down, she still looks like Mangwu. So in order to have better hidden her identity for when she comes back as a woman, it should have been, she should have had on a beard or something, you know? And speaking of her noble background, she finally found out that her father is still alive, and he's serving as the current king's spy. Yeah, and like all they kind of showed you like all the previous times when he was asking about, have you found what was lost, and they were talking about her. So this whole time he's been looking for Master King's daughter, not knowing, that she was next to him this whole time. So now he knows, and now he could relay that news to Yisu's father. They like blaming the king for stuff. This is in regards to what's his name? The guy with the missing eye. He gave him a choice. He said, you can choose to either face your crimes and let your resentment, subside, or you can go live a peaceful life, right? But he chose, which I'm guessing he chose to face his crimes. And, the other people not being there in the room, they're like, how could the king do this? And she's going to try and persuade the king. But, he gave him a choice. And he actually gave him a good choice. Most people would just, cut off his head right then and there. It turns out that at the end of episode 13, the guy asked, how can he get rid of his resentment? And the king told him, like, it's to write a report, trying to start an investigation in who exactly is the traitor who sent you to King in the first place. Court lady, the senior court lady, she's really getting on my nerves now. I mean, at first I felt for her, after licking the king's dirty fingers. Ugh. But now it's just like, know your place. Remember your place, dude. Like, even if you were to become a concubine, like you still, like your place is still not high enough, right? Like she needs to remember her place. She's getting involved in things that don't, that, I get it. You like the king, you want to have your night with the king, but the man's not interested in you. And, at the end of episode 13, they gave you that preview that, the king's uncle was going to try to get rid of her. So I'm just like, is she going to give up Yisu's identity? Well, she doesn't know who she is, but is she going to give up the fact that Mangwoo's a woman to try to save her life? Because now she's one of the ones that I'm like, you don't need to make it to the end of this series. The king's uncle told his sister, the king's mom, that he was pretty much responsible for everything. The good timing between the late king's death and what was happening in Ming, and the king's mom, the queen dowager, she pretty much was like, you did that? And he was like, yes, that's exactly the reaction I want you to have. When the king finds out, you're gonna say that I had nothing to do with it. And she genuinely looked like she didn't know that he was behind everything. So what is she going to do now? Is she going to throw the brother under the bus to, not be in trouble with her son? Or is she going to keep her brother's secret? The king revealed to Yisu the late king's last words, right? So, he told her that the king wanted the his son at the time to become king and to find who killed him. And he was like, because he took the throne instead, he became a criminal. And she pretty much told him the same thing, that I'm thinking is like, yeah, you did that. But if the little boy had gone to become king, those people would have killed him already because they didn't want him king. So in hindsight, like he would still become king if they got rid of the little boy. So it was his way to protect his nephew, and protect the princess, because these people are ruthless. But then now that everyone, all of their past, all of their, issues are out in the open. Now, how are they going to fight everyone together? And also, Mona also found out, he remembered that the other guy lied to his father 3 years ago. And he blames him for the father's death. And I'm like, duh. But he shouldn't have revealed his intentions right away, because that man's a sneak. Like, he will do whatever he can to like get out of trouble. So it's like you shouldn't have revealed your hand already. This is what, like, with these period pieces, like, people are ruthless. Like, he just gave the king's uncle just gave this guy money and said thank you for your service, and then gave this other guy money and said go slice his throat. And I'm like, oh. That's what I'm saying. Like, in these series, like you just never know who's gonna go, like what's gonna happen any instant. They could get their throat sliced. And but they do a really good job at acting in the period pieces, especially the actor that plays the king. Oh my gosh, like so much emotion. Like he's really good at portraying the king, and it's especially when he gets angry. Oh my gosh, he's so good, so good. But now the king also, it's episode 14, and this is only a 16 episode series. Normally these period pieces are 20 episode, but this is 16. And he told his uncle, like, hey, it's time you come clean about your crimes. And he's like, well, you could try to punish me for my crimes, but it's only gonna implicate you as well. And he's like, okay, let's go. You have a day to confess to your crimes and so on. And the uncle's like, I need time to think. Yeah, right, you need time to plot revenge, because we all know that's what's coming. So based on the preview, we thought it was going to be the uncle would tell senior court lady to poison herself, kill herself, because I think she's the one that maybe it could be her that the king has been hiding, that has the information that he needs to put the uncle away, or he could be bringing back the girl's father. But it wasn't her that the king's uncle was saying to get rid of. He's saying to poison the king, just like she did for the previous one. And I'm like, is she really going to do it, or is she going to take the bullet herself and take the poison? See, this is why you're like, loyalty ain't nothing, right? So she really took the poison, put it on her lips, and then told the king, hey, my last request is to kiss you. And I'm like, what happened to I love him, I'm da 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 da? Like, so I'm guessing she wants to die with him, because the more the poison is on her lips, it's going to kill her. So she wants to take the both of them out together, because if she kills the king, she's going to if she kills the king, she's going to be executed. So the king pretty much told her, like, hey, you're my witness, you need to come to the trial tomorrow and pretty much confess your crimes. But she's trying to have both of them die together. But something tells me maybe he could smell it from her lips, because he was looking a little sus. But yeah, so let's get into, okay, so this is the end of episode 14. So they didn't kiss, but they stopped it there. So 2 episodes left. What are the predictions? Well, not really predictions, but Obviously they're probably gonna find out about her identity. The royal court. The father is probably gonna return. They'll probably be like, okay, the war's over. I don't know if the girl is going to return, the one who took the place of the princess. But these are the wants of the people I do not want to make it to the end of episode 16. So his uncle can go. His mama can go. But, she didn't really do that much bad things, but with her uncle, with her brother on the side, she's committed a lot of wrongs, and she's not going to accept the little boy on the throne. So she could go. Mona, he spent way too much time in this show. He should have been gone. Him and the other guy who hurt his sister. Like, those two should have been gone, because he's acting like all self-righteous. Oh, his father this, his father that. But your father was also a criminal, which you were helping. And the other one, he's so wishy-washy. He moves from commander to because, that's who he is. And he's a snake. Like, so those, how many was that? 4 people? Yeah, they don't need to make it to the end of episode 16. I don't know. Slice their throat, put them in jail, whatever it is. But, their time's up. And this wraps up our journey on the Review Garden. Thank you for joining me today as we explored this drama. If you enjoyed this reaction and review, please remember to subscribe for more insightful videos. Don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your feedback helps our channel grow. As always, I'm truly grateful for your support and for joining me on this journey on the Review Garden. Until next time, and happy listening. Bye.